welcome to episode 5 of my Husqvarna Automower challenge. We've covered a lot of ground actually. It's been a while since we had the Husqvarna installed, and you can see here a good shot of the front garden and actually how much it's improved. Indeed, there's still a bit of moss, but the moss is receding, it's getting smaller, it's not as deep as it was, and with any luck, thanks to the Husqvarna, it will continue to die and we'll actually have a nice lawn coming through anytime soon. Certainly it's something we hope to do, whereby we'll plant some seed during winter. So I wanted to have a quick review of the before and afters. I've updated the after photo with a more up-to-date shot, and I think it's fair to say it's really clear the improvement that has been enjoyed. I've said it before, we've not done anything special, we've not put any weed killers down, or we don't have an integrated sprinkler system. This is just by virtue of the Automower. And looking to the rear of the garden now, I personally think this is the real story to be told, which is, wow, the grass is thicker, the colour's better. There's still a few patches, as you can see in the very bottom right hand corner, but at the end of the day, the Husqvarna is not a miracle worker. It can only do so much without some extra help, but I've got to say I'm really impressed, really impressed. In this episode I wanted to talk about another benefit of having the Husqvarna, that whilst it might seem obvious on the face of it, it's something that really needs to be discussed, which is the time that you save by not having to mow your lawn. So I remember before I got the Husqvarna, and we used to have a petrol operated self-propelling lawnmower, and I would say that it took about anywhere from about 3 to 3.5 hours to cut all of the lawn. And that was me kind of trying to do it as quickly as possible, but to do a good job, 3 to 3.5 hours. And that was because you had to keep emptying the basket, you had to push it around, start, stop, manoeuvring around bushes. And actually I got to wondering, well, how much time has the Husqvarna actually saved us? Well, I worked out that I cut the grass roughly every 2 to 3 weeks, and I've got to say it probably wasn't often enough. And I worked out that if on average I cut the grass 3.5 hours every 2 to 3 weeks, that actually equated to 6.5 days at 8 hours a day of mowing grass. And I just think anyone who works, if your employer came to you and said, look, I'm going to give you an extra week's holiday this year, you wouldn't say no. And I think that's exactly what the Husqvarna's done actually. Some people really enjoy cutting their grass, and that's fine. Having a Husqvarna doesn't mean that you can't enjoy your garden. It's just that the time that you save, you can actually spend on other areas of your garden. So we've spent a lot more time improving the different garden beds, spent more time looking after the greenhouse, just things that before we couldn't find time for. So that's the message from this Automower episode, which is the Husqvarna really has saved us a ton of time, and it will continue to do so in the future. Until next time, thanks.